Howdy ho, YouTube. Jon-Luke VGC here. Today, I will be using a team by my friend Kneeckoh Gaming, who channel you probably heard of, link in the description down below, along with the rental and PokePaste, as always. I've seen this team a couple of times. He's taken it. Him and I live actually really close together. Not as close as Will and I. Will and I like live down the street. Funny enough, we met on the internet. We were like, wow, you live like 2 minutes from me. So always a good time to figure that information out. But yeah, Kneeckoh used this team at a local, like at the end of Reg G.1. And it looked really cool, and he's brought it back. He made a video with it, which I will also link in the description down below. And I was like, listen, choice specs, Calyrex-Shadow Rider, go Brrr button. 2 go Brrr buttons. I gotta use this team. So this team is what you would call a standard 2-2-2 team. So if you're not familiar with what that is, 2-2-2 means that you have 3 pairings of 2 Pokemon to create your team of 6 that each pairing like is an individual mode. This team's really, really good for team preview because then your opponent needs to be able to answer all 3 individual modes with whatever their lead is, or have basically 3 different set maneuvers they're going to make depending on which 2 you lead. If you mix modes, that's even a bit more. But just assuming you're going to lead one of the 3 pairs, it's really, really hard to get that answer right. And so it basically, you can just kind of start going to town if they pick their leads wrong. If they pick their leads right, though, you're kind of cooked. Like you've committed to a mode. Now you're on the back foot. You have to get out of this mode. It's really hard to do that. So that is what is a 2-2-2 team. 3 pairs of 2 Pokemon that are all individual modes that you can start and have one in the front, one in the back, and to kind of throw your opponent off guard and make it hard for them to lead properly. So this team is one of those, and it's really cool. So the first pair is Calyrex-Shadow Rider choice specs, Terra Water as one, with Expanding Force, Astral Barrage, Terra Blast, and Psyshock. I'm not really going to talk about the EVs all that much on these. They're all 252, 252. Just totally fine. I mean, that's a valid type, especially in these like kind of more fun 222 teams. That's totally valid. But yeah, and you pair it with Indeedee Female, Psychic Seed, Terra Fairy, Psychic Surge with Follow Me, Dazzling Gleam, Helping Hand, and Trick Room. The Terra Water Terra Blast is tech we saw in Regulation F on Iron Crown. If you remember that, you would lead Iron Crown and Indeedee. You had Terra Water Terra Blast, Helping Hand, and that would KO even Assault Vest Incineroar, which was really good. And Kneeckoh seems to have brought that back for Calyrex-Shadow. So it's the same thing. If they lead Incineroar, which is a really good lead normally into Calyrex-Shadow, particularly in Best of 1, you can Terra Water Terra Blast. And if you need to, Helping Hand, KO the Incin. It is not required to Helping Hand, but if the Incin is AV, without the Helping Hand, it won't do it. So you have to Helping Hand. You'll see later in the video, like, I do it a couple of times, and some KO, some don't. So it's kind of important to... In close team sheet, you can't really know. You have to infer, but in open team sheet, you'll know. That's the first mode. Second mode is Standard Sand, Lycanroc, Focus Dash, Terra Ghost Sand Rush with Rock Slide, Close Combat, Endeavor, and Protect. Max Attack, Max Speed, Jolly. And Tyranitar, Assault Vest, Terra Grass, not Terra Flying, Sandstream with Rock Slide, Knockoff, Terra Blast, and Heavy Slam, Max HP, Max Attack. Pretty common duo there. Grass is a bit off. We normally see Flying, but I think Grass is pretty smart. If people expect Flying, then you can kind of take them off guard. If they're going to bring in... well, you still get hit by Ice types hard, so... either way, I think it's cool. It also protects from Spores, which I think is good, so... I like that duo. And then last but not least, Kneeckoh's kind of pet project, it seems, in every regulation is Dozo Bozo time with Dondozo, Terra Steel Safety Goggles, Unaware with Wave Crash, Order Up, Earthquake, and Protect, and Tatsugiri Choice Scarf Terra Steel Commander with Icy Wind, Dragon Pulse, Dragon Dance. I'm sure that's supposed to be Draco Meteor. I will look at I'll fix this and post my own version of the PokePaste down below, but I'm fairly certain it's supposed to be Draco Meteor, not Dragon Dance, and Muddy Water. I am not really bringing... Kneeckoh seems to be convinced that Dozo can be really good in Reg G, and I think he's a really good player, but I'm unconvinced of that opinion. I'm so sorry, but I'm rarely bringing Dozo. Like, Raging Bolt is so prominent. Rillaboom is so prominent. Even if you lose Weather Control, Koraidon hurts a lot. So I am a little less convinced on the Dozo train than he is, but... We're going to see if we can bring it today. We're going to see how it's fun. But overall, I think the team is really strong because of that 2-2-2 aspect. For the most part, like 90% of the time, I'm leading Calyrex-Shadow and Indeedee. Like 90% of the time. Because I'm not even scared of Incineroar because of the Terra Water Terra Blast. And then I can pivot out freely after that. And they can't fake you out. So the only thing is Rillaboom is big because it answers basically all 3 of your modes really well. So you have to be wary of that. And then any other like grass, I don't know if there's any more like grass dark types, but any combination of grass and dark typing is pretty hard for this team to handle. I mentioned Brute Bonnet because I faced a Brute Bonnet in one of the matches today, and you're not going to see it all that much, but I was like, what do I do into this? Wait a minute. That's going to be tough. So yeah, thank you so much for making and sharing the Team Kneeckoh. It was a ton of fun to play. I'm really excited for y'all to see this. Check him out. He's a really fantastic channel, but I'm sure if you're watching me, you've seen Kneeckoh at some point. Channel much bigger than mine. Thank you all so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Enough of me yapping. Let's go ahead and hop into the battles. All right, Umi coming in with pretty standard Calyrex-Shadow balance. Calyrex-Shadow Rider. Clefairy, right? Yeah, Clefairy. I always get those two mixed up. Rillaboom, Urshifu, Raging Bolt, and Incineroar. Actually, kind of a challenging matchup here. The Urshifu plus Rillaboom is what scares me a bit. Shadow Rider is choice specs. I can redirect. So I could do something like this and this. Hero Water on Cali. I think these two. I don't think Dozo is particularly good here. Yeah, I'm not super married to this combo. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on what they lead. Really, that's kind of my big question. Come on, lid. Oh, I'm so good at putting lids on. A bit nervous to see these 2-2-2 teams I've never been super great at. Okay, really good lead then. Because I should be slower. Right? Yep. Okay, so they're probably going to swap into Incineroar here, right? So this feels like a pretty free Astral Barrage. And I guess my question is do I want a Helping Hand or do I want to swap out? The only thing that can come in and want to take this is... I'm going to follow me. Okay, they don't swap out Rillaboom. That's pretty big. They might be going for a U-turn. Well, there goes Rilla. Wow. I'm assuming that's AV on this team comp. Thunderbolt. That might be game. Hold on. Like, right? Like, even if they bring in Incineroar here, I follow me and do it again. Then they KO my Indeedee. I bring in... Nope. Yippee. I have the +1, though. I just Astral Barrage again. And Helping Hand. No need for the follow me here. I thought they'd bring in Incineroar. Unless that's not AV... There's gotta be AV on the Rillaboom, right? Nope. They must have forgotten. Wow. Okay, that was better than I thought it was going to be. Specs does a lot. I really want to know what that Rillaboom item was. I'm going to run the calc when we're done with this. Their own haunts. This is no bull cons. I have a dark type in the back, so I'm actually fine to Terra, Astral Barrage, follow me. Or even Trick Room at this point. No, because I have Fast Sand in the back. That was canceled. Good game to my opponent. Yeah, I'm curious, actually. Hang on. I'm going to run that calc right now. A little look behind the scenes. This is hard to do because my mic is here. So I put my keyboard back so that way I can have the mic closer to my face. Also, this video quality right now looks really good. Thank you again, Leah, for the ring light. Hang on. So this is Calyrex-Shadow Rider. Choice Specs, Terraghost, yeah, Jolly, yeah, Timid. And then we have Rillaboom. Standard Rillaboom would have, yeah, 252. Astral Barrage, just 49.7 to 59.4. So I don't think that was AV Rilla then. But most would do like 76. Because I didn't helping hand that turn. I followed me. So that couldn't have been Assault Vest Rillaboom. Because Astral Barrage to Assault Vest Rillaboom in doubles does 52.6 to 62.8. I'm confused then. How did I do that much? Choice Specs. Astral Barrage. Astral Barrage at most should have done, if it's no bulk, 70.2 to 82.8. Oh, that's still with an Assault Vest on. It doesn't matter. Okay. So, hang on. Okay, it could have been a roll. If it wasn't Assault Vest Rillaboom, and it's max HP, it does 88.4 to 104.3%. So it could have been a roll in their favor, and I got lucky. But there's no way it could have been AV. That's an important calc to know for this. There's no way that could have been Assault Vest Rillaboom. It never would have KO'd without a crit, and I don't think I remember seeing the critical hit. So either this was no bulk Rilla, and that was a guaranteed one-hit KO, or it's bulk no AV. Because I think even if we go back to the 76, 252, no, then Astral Barrage doesn't KO. So this couldn't have any special defense investment. It had to have been pure HP investment, which is doable if it's like Miracle Seed or something like that. So good calc to know. I've learned long enough about it. It's not AV Rilla. It's important to recognize AV Rilla will not get OCO'd by an unboosted Astral Barrage, even with the specs on it. Good to know. Good game to my opponent. Let's do another one. All right. Reg-I, baby. Potentially. Yeah, it's my opinion. I think they're actually not going to go double restricted. I think they're going to go back to something else because we're not getting the next game for at least a year. I don't think we're going to double restricted after this. I think we're going to go to like Reg B plus like we did. So we'll get Paradox Mons, but Reg H with Paradox Mons. Don't quote me on that. That is my prediction. Totally a prediction. No basis in that. That would be cool though. Y'all need to catch these hands. I love Iron Hands. Anyways, they've also got one. Do I do the same thing? They have no terrain, but they do have Tailwind. And I do have Weather. Dozo's pretty good here. Kinda. But not with that. I guess Terra Flying is good. Okay. I'm going to lead you. I'm going to bring the same 4, actually. I do not know if this is right. This is... I mentioned it a little bit in the first one. I'm not the most amazing 2-2-2 comp. I explained this in the intro, so I'm not going to go too deep. But in case you missed it, you skipped the intro. 2-2-2 comp is basically when you have 3 pairs of 2 Pokemon that work to some kind of duo, and you bring 2 of those pairs to a matchup. Okay, so it's Dark Urshifu, which is important. That's fine. So I can get rid of Instant here. At least. That's good. Okay. So this is exactly why he has this. Do I need to follow me, or do I need to helping hand? I don't know off the top of my head. I do not need the helping hand. So I'm actually a little tempted to Dazzling Gleam. Let's do this. Really good lead on their part. If I don't survive this Wicked Blow, could be cooked. But I'm assuming this is Sash on Ursh. Could not have been a better turn. Actually, by helping handed, and this doesn't KO. Yep. Dazzling Gleam's not gonna do it. Okay, that's fine. Okay. That might be AV. It says here that it should, if it's all reliable Citrus Berry, it's a guaranteed OHKO. So I think that's probably AV then, or even more defensively invested than the calc I did. Yeah, so I needed the helping hand there. That's fine. I guess, do you have anything that really wants to take Terra Water, Terra Blast? Yes. I'm actually going to swap out into T-Tar here. And I guess just go for another Dazzling Gleam. They don't have opposing terrain control. And I'm faster than Incineroar. So I should KO with another... Yep. I'm assuming that this is... Yep. That's fine. Okay. Not KOing there was my downfall, I think. Okay, I'm gonna go Cali. I'm gonna go Lycanroc. They get Terra. I'm gonna go Astral Barrage. Lead was really good. Not KO Incineroar there was pretty massive. But I'm hoping they close combat into this slot. So they're scouting. They know that I'm Specs. By the way I've played, I have to be. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Huge. Absolutely massive. Okay. That Focus Sash really coming in clutch. So, I think now I'm happy to swap back into T-Tar. Because there's no way that Lycanroc is going to be faster, I think. No. I'm going to close combat here. Astral Barrage. I don't know what Adamant... I'm 180. Hero Fire. Yeah, that's fine. What does max speed Adamant Koraidon hit? It's faster. Do I KO? No. Who do you flame charge into, though? Nice. That's fine. I mean, it makes sense. Tyranitar. You've lost your Sun boost here. But can you KO me? I guess that's my question. I guess I'm just gonna... Ooh, this is gonna be tough. And who's in the back? Their own? Calyrex, probably? I'm actually kind of fine to knock off this slot in case Cali comes in, and Astral Barrage. Okay, do you KO? Probably? No. Okay, they have Incin, but I'm probably out of Psychic Terrain turns, right? If I'm not out of Psychic Terrain turns, this is over, but I'm sure this is the end of Psychic Terrain. I'm sure they've done this intentionally. Calyrex is buffeted, but do I survive? Yes. And weirdness disappears from the battlefield. Okay. Okay. So Cali can't Terra. This is max attack. And there's that. So I think I double into the Incin slot. Right? Because you can do this to either one. I Rock Slide here. Yes. I think I Rock Slide and I Astral Barrage. This way I can break a potential Sash and then knock off next turn. I'm not really certain. Maybe I should have swapped out. No, because then they could have just collision coursed me. I don't know. I think the turn where I left Lycanroc in might not have been the best turn. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Yep. That's a good turn. So I'm assuming they're Sash then. If they're doing that, they're Sash or their Life Orb. So as long as this Rock Slide connects, we're good. Okay. Okay, that's good. So I'm AV. Sand is up. Sand might come in clutch here. And I knock off. They can't Terra. So there's no way a Draining Kiss does it. Nasty Plot. That was not the move. Because now I just get this knockoff off. Yeah. Good game to my opponent. That Nasty Plot was really greedy. If they had Life Orb. Okay, so Sash didn't even matter. But my thought there is that, okay, since they're not Sash, it doesn't really matter. They couldn't do anything to my T-Tar anyways. But the win con for them is they were Sash. I needed to check if Sand ended that turn. I just frankly do not remember. But they go for Draining Kiss, reactivate their Sash. I knock them to 1 HP. Sash activates because it activates before it gets knocked off, so they still get to stay alive. Sand ends that turn. And then 2 Draining Kisses does it after I lose the special defense boost from Sand. That would have been their win con, but I don't remember if Sand was ending. I should have looked. I should have checked, honestly, but I played that a little haphazardly. If I had lost there, it would have been a fair loss, I think. I'm not convinced the turn that I left Lycanroc on the field was the best option, but I didn't want them to collision course into Tyranitar. I lose that, and then they can just garner speed control. They can garner weather control again through swapping and protecting. That was kind of my fear. So, but actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I wasn't going to be Sash because they had Dark Urshifu, and Dark Urshifu didn't outspeed my Calyrex. So the Sash was probably there. So those were kind of my thoughts there. I don't think I played that game exceptionally well, but I'm happy to kind of bring out the dub at the end. So good game to my opponent. They played well. Let's do another one. Okay. Reg G team, cool, with Fluttermane, Koraidon, Cornerstone, Ogerpon, Raging Bolt, Brute Bonnet, and Volcarona. Dondozo's what, Terra? Kneeckoh is like married to the idea that Dondozo is going to do super well in Reg G2, and I frankly am not convinced. I'm not convinced of that argument. I think Raging Bolt is way too prominent, particularly on teams like this. Like, I want to bring Dondozo to one of these matchups to try it out, but particularly on Koraidon teams, I don't think it's the move. Like, they don't have terrain control, so I want to bring this. Do I have... I have Terra Blast, Psyshock, but I get hard walled by that Brute Bonnet right now. And I don't want to bring in T-Tar in case they have weather control. They could Spore. Yeah, I'm not really kind of in love. That Brute Bonnet's actually kind of a problem. I think then I actually want to lead these two. See this. Like, close combat on Lycanroc's what I have for Brute Bonnet. And Terra Grass, not Terra Flying either. The Terra Grass play is smart, I guess, you know, protect from spores, that kind of stuff, but... Yep, exactly why I brought this out. This Brute Bonnet is a problem, but I'm going to knock off this slot and go straight for the CC. Like, I got to get rid of this thing. If I can get rid of this Brute Bonnet, Cali in the back sweeps. So they should recognize. I have no idea what item this is going to be. Nobody really uses Brute Bonnet that much, but now that I'm seeing it in front of me, it's actually kind of a big problem. But I doubt it's going to be Sash. My guess would be... I think I've seen, like, Loaded Dice Bullet Seed. Wow, that's bulky. Oh my golly. Thunderbolt, do you double? Do you double this slot? Okay, I'm gonna knock off a Life Orb. What's the speed tier here? Okay, that's actually kind of fine. The Tyranitar is fast asleep. That did half, dude. Either that's bulky or Lycanroc kind of stinks. And I'm slower. Okay. So here then the play is swap in DD to stop a Thunderclap and go for another CC. Like, I gotta get rid of Bonnet. T-Tar being asleep isn't my favorite thing in the world, but it's not really like, eh. It's like, whatever. It's not really gonna have a huge offensive threat in this. I thought I was gonna do more. I thought I was gonna do like 75%. I don't face Brute Bonnets at all, dog. But Kneeckoh, that's a problem for this team. So let's see what they do. I'm hoping they think the Thunderclap play is gonna save them. Okay, so they're not swapping. That's big. Okay, there's my Psychic Seed. Do they Terra? Gnar. Okay, they Sucker Punch. Alright, Brute Bonnet's gone. That is the biggest problem to this team out. If they bring in Koraidon, I can go back into T-Tar and Endeavor. Okay. So they covered for this, which is pretty okay. But now I can bring in Calyrex-Shadow Rider. They're not Assault Vest. And they're taking consistent chip from the sand, which is kind of nice. I go here. I think now I can just sweep with Cali. I think it's just helping hand Astral Barrage every day of the week. But yeah, now that that's gone. They're taking their time. I think this is a fair instance where they have to think about it, though, because it's like, what do you do? Do they have Speed Booster Flutter? Speed Booster Flutter would be it. No, they don't. So unless this is Scarf Koraidon. And it's not, though, because my ability went first. So I don't actually really care all that much about the weather. I'm going to Helping Hand. I'm going to Astral Barrage. And that should pick it up. I could have Expanding Force there, but I'm afraid of this. And then at that, I guess they're the same, but Astral Barrage is just stronger. Purifier. Yep. So Astral Barrage was the better choice in this instance. Does this pick up? No, that is bulky. Okay. But now I garner weather control. Flame charge is fine. Oh. Do I live? Yep. Okay, GG's. Here comes out Fluttermane. Photosynthesis speed. Yeah. Okay, so then what I want to do is I'm going to go Pokemon, T-Tar, this, and see if it's not booster energy. It probably is, but then like they might just attack the Indeedee. It's coming. We're coming down to a read. We're coming down to a read here. Sponsor me. No? Okay, no booster energy. So this was the right play. Flare Blitz, nice. I resist now. That's less than half, which is good. Burn doesn't really matter. Are you Sash? I don't think that really matters, actually. Yes. So you'll go down to Sandchip this turn, I win. Bonk. Still did a lot. Wow. But you're Speed Booster, so you can't be Modest. Unless you're like Modest, one behind Speed. Fluttermane's cracked. Fluttermane's so good. If it wasn't for Calyrex-Shadow, Fluttermane would still be absolutely dominating. Like, let's make that clear. This Pokemon that I'm using right now is the sole reason Fluttermane is not #1 in usage. I'm going to move you guys to the middle again. Good game. They played that well. They played that really well. I think the Flame Charge was good. No complaints. I think they played super well. I think they had to protect Brute Bonnet a little bit more. Take a drink every time I say Brute Bonnet. Because that was like the answer to my team. That one. You had Spore, you had Grass type moves for my 2 Rock types. You have Dark type move for Calyrex-Shadow and Indeedee. Like, that was a tough one. So I think they played well, but particularly this turn that I was able to swap in the Ndidi, stop the Sucker Punch, and KO the Brrr. It was like game over, take another drink. It was right. Not of any other, unless you're of age, and I don't care. You can do whatever you want. But good game to my opponent. Let's do another one. Another Reg-I team. Potentially. A lot of Koraidon and CSR today. Okay. We have Koraidon, Calyrex-Shadow Rider, Raging Bolt, Incineroar, Gouge, Cornerstone Ogrepon. I know what I'm doing. And Flutter Mane. No opposing terrain control. Again, Raging Bolt makes me really not want to bring Dondozo. So I'm going to do this. Same for no Dozo Bozo today, sorry. But as I said, I'm not Kneeckoh, you have not convinced me that Dozo's the answer into Reg G. Frankly, Dozo Giri wasn't even the answer in Reg H. We went solo Dozo, we went gambling. See what we got. Okay. Here's the sun. Speed? Yeah. They're all speed because of the Pokemon I'm using right now. This is a pretty impressive lead. I'm not in love with the idea that I'm going to have to use my Terra right away. But I'm going to have to use my Terra right away, I think. Did they have a Dark type? Yes. I actually do think I want to go for the Expanding Force, though. Hop into T-Tar. Are you booster? No, it doesn't look like it. Probably Sash again, would be my guess. Does the Koraidon Terra? Yes. It's okay, I'm probably not... I'm not KOing either anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, always Terra. I crit something. I didn't see what it was. Okay. Maybe I should have been clicking Expanding Force this whole time. Shadow Ball. Moon Blast. That's gonna hurt. Ouch. That was a crit too. Okay, crit for crit. I'm not mad. Not mad about it one bit. My first crit all recording session. Comes in. The bolt. The boltoned. Okay. I'm gonna go into Ndidi. Knocky Walkie. Astral Barrage doesn't affect me. Do I get KO'd by this? This is resisted. No. Yes. Okay. The double there was smart. There's life orb. I max speed timid. It could be a speed tie. Nope. Or it could still be a speed tie. All right, good game to my opponent. Pokemon's cracked. Pokemon is cracked. I should talk more. I was very quiet during that turn. I was thinking. I did think a lot. Or 4 for 4. So one more. One more. And then I gotta go touch grass. Yeah, they played well. The crit, turn 1, was unfortunate for them. I don't remember who it was. So if it was on Koraidon, that probably mattered. If it was on Fluttermane, it did not matter. But I wasn't looking. Yeah, and then whatever. If that was a speed tie, then I got lucky. If I outsped, then they were kind of cooked from the beginning, no matter what. So it is what is. My guess in their unwillingness to protect, it was not a speed. It was a speed tie, because if they were so quick not to protect with Calyrex that they were probably also max speed timid and understood that it just came down to they were either assuming they were faster or they thought it was a speed tie. So I'm betting I got lucky on that one. So we're gonna give that one up to RNG for that one. So good game to my opponent. Let's do one more. All right. Hey, not Koraidon or Calyrex-Shadow Rider. It's gonna be the same matchup over and over. I'm so sorry. I really don't like to do that, but I don't actually have a ton of time today, so I kind of got to go with what I've got. We have the bundle. Love the bundle. Hearthflame, Ogerpon, Iron Crown, Grimmsnarl, Miraidon, and Blood Moon Ursaluna. I mean, there's no opposing weather, but close combat is good. Rock slide's good. No, at least I think this is the Dondozo match. Wait, does it have Earthquake? And Wave Crash? Sorry, I'm unconvinced. No Dozo Bozo. Sorry. I was like, do I force it? But if I can't get rid of Miraidon fast, it's just not happening. But even with screens, this is going to be a particularly hard matchup. I think my worst case scenario is they lead Grim plus Miraidon. That would be worst case here. And then they set up screen and Volt Switch out. Bundle Miraidon. Okay. So here then I'm actually wanting to... Well, Bundle's faster than... Miraidon, probably. At 206. So I was kind of like, I want to Dazzling Gleam and Astral Barrage. Do I want to Astral Barrage? I think I'm more scared of Blood Moon coming in than I am of... No, I'm in a Helping Hand. I think I can just take it out. That's exactly why I went for this. So I'm actually not... Yeah, I'm going to take out that. So they've got to be Sash. Yep. That's what I figured. I also thought about going for a Trick Room here on this turn, because I think they're going to Icy Wind. Yep. That's fine. I actually want to double swap this turn. Like, straight up. I'm just going to double swap. I'm going to have Lycanroc go into the Cali slot and T-Tar go into the other slot. Because then I will end the Sash and maybe live on my own Sash. I knew that this was a possibility, so I was prepared to make this double swap, because then I think I can come back in and just sweep with Astral Barrage. Or whatever move, because I'm gonna reveal their final Pokemon after a bundle goes down to Sandchip. Paraelectric Discharge, maybe? That would be my guess. Yep. So that means that I'm going to live as long as... Which means that I can Endeavor. Yep. Doesn't even do half, which is kind of insane. As long as... Not gonna say it. Nope. That was what I exactly needed not to happen. Okay. Pretty unlucky there. But bundle's gonna go down. That is really unfortunate on the Lycanroc. Like, that's exactly what I needed not to happen. Okay. So who's their last Pokemon? Iron Crown? Right. I'm just gonna have to let these two go down. Either these are Terra Ground. It's really not much of a point. I'll Endeavor for the sake of it. I guess, like... I'm not getting these attacks off. Yeah, they're just gonna go for another Discharge. I guess in that instance, I should have knocked off the Miraidon slot. Yeah, I should have knocked off the Miraidon slot. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because now T-Tar doesn't go down. And that's pretty bad, actually. I really needed T-Tar to go down here. Well, T-Tar doesn't go down at all. I'm going to bring out Calyrex. So what does more? Sure, I don't care about that. We want Psychic Terrain up. Expanding Force does more. So I'm an Expanding Force. Swap in Indeedee. Miraidon's the threat here, not the... Oh, I don't know. Iron Crab might be able to bring this back. I have two support mods up in the bag and one with Paralyzed. I can Trick Room. Work Drive, so it is Booster, but does it KO? Nope. Yeah, there goes Miraidon. So now what I do is I swap back into Tyranitar and I Trick Room. Because they're going to be faster than me. Wrong Pokemans. Swap T-Tar. PR. Battle was canceled. Good game to my opponent. Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, as long as that happens, I swap. I get back. And then they KO one of my 2 Pokemon. As long as they don't KO and DD. KOing DD that turn would have been bad. Because then I don't get the Trick Room off and I can no longer redirect. But Knockoff's not going to do it because they don't have an item anymore. So that was my fear there. Yeah. Yeah, the Discharge turn made it closer because they could paralyze Tyranitar. That wasn't so bad. Paralyzing Lycanroc was really, really bad because then I can Endeavor. Then I can get Miraidon down to 1 HP. And then it doesn't really matter like what I click. So after that, I can freely click Astral Barrage and follow me and just take it out. So Lycanroc getting paralyzed and them not KOing Tyranitar with the second Discharge was kind of bad for me. But then I left T-Tar as a swap in, so I wasn't locked in. Because in theory, then I could have been locked into Expanding Force. But then it's +1 single target. Could be helping hand boosted if I feel like I can survive a Tachyon Cutter. So I don't know. There's a couple of the paralysis on Lycanroc certainly was bad. The T-Tar living, I think, had good and bad aspects to it. So you could make an argument either way for that. But good game to my opponent. They played really well. 5 battles. Sorry so much of it's Koraidon and Calyrex-Shadow Rider. But it is what it is. Let's go ahead. Hop into the outro. All right, everyone. That is the team. Oh, I should move it over here. What are my thoughts? Obviously, Calyrex-Shadow Rider is good. Wow, who would have thought that one? I think the Expanding Force option is also nice as long as you can maneuver around terrain control. I will say this team really struggles into, in my opinion at least, really struggles into Rillaboom. A well-played Rillaboom kind of defeats this entire team. I mean, your main 2 modes are entirely weak to it. Lycanroc, Tyranitar, and Dondozo all take super effective damage. And Tatsugiri, having no bulk, can't take a Wood Hammer. Like, it's going bonk, bye-bye, you know what I mean? So that's gone. So then you have really Calyrex-Shadow and Aditi, but if you lose terrain control in that instance, like, you're kind of cooked on that. So Rillaboom, scary. Brute Bonnet, scary for this team. Not going to see Brute Bonnet as much as Rillaboom, but got to put that one out there. But overall, I think it seems really fun. 2-2-2 teams are good. You win in team preview. As long as you bring the right modes, you've kind of got it set. But I'm going to say, Kneeckoh, you have not convinced me that Dozo's good in this regulation. Like, even in practice matches, I was never bringing Dozo. I was basically always bringing the top 4. It was really hard to find a situation where I thought Dozo was good without some form of rain setter. It's kind of my fear in that. So, but if they don't have a Dozo answer, and maybe I just didn't run into anyone through all this that had a really good Dozo, that didn't have a Dozo answer, but yeah, that was kind of my fear. I was just like, there's nothing really I can do about it. So thank you so much for making and sharing the team, Kneeckoh. I did have a ton of fun playing it. It's still really fun to hit the go Brrr button, so I'm not going to complain one little bit. Everyone give the team out a try for yourself. I will include the rental and the Pokepaste down below, along with the link to Kneeckoh's channel. Please check him out. He's a very fun and good content creator. He plays a lot of interesting and fun teams that are viewer submitted, so you can join his Discord and get your team submitted for his channel. So yeah, check him out, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you on Tuesday. I know you're appreciated, and like, comment, subscribe. All right, peace.